official. We are finally moved into our new studio slash content house slash office space slash whatever the hell we want to make it. Guys, quick recap, check it out. So we'll run through it quickly. This is gonna be my office. This is gonna be our first studio setup. So the open space that I'm in right now is gonna be mainly focused towards green screens, gonna be focused towards, backdrops, whatever we want, open space for that. This specific space, the den, this is going to be a stage studio. So what I mean by that is it's going to be a specific modern, green, bright, white, light theme all set up here. This will also be like the common, comfortable area if anybody comes over. But all in all, this is where a lot of the magic's going to be happening. It sounds weird saying that, right? Especially when two guys are in one apartment, but it feels surreal, man. Again, check it out. I'll give you guys quick run through. Juan's office, podcast area, the ability for me to stay on a track while we are prepping, while we are in our off season, while we're in whatever growth season, whatever, doesn't matter. If you can't tell, I'm excited as hell, guys. And a quick reminder, guys, so me and Juan, we drive, mainly Juan drives an hour to come shoot most of the time, whether it's my house, whether it's meeting in Tampa to shoot content, and him having to drive home. And it's been a lot, and don't get me wrong, we've obviously been able to grow this channel, we've been able to get awesome content for you guys, but we know we can step it up. We know we can be better. And that's what this spot is. It's an investment in what we're doing and our goals and our dreams, and we're gonna turn this space into our own. And we don't know what it's gonna turn into. We don't know if we are gonna do a podcast and stick with it, but we do know that the value that we wanna give to you guys is more. And this is just that first step in doing so. And again, I know it's nerve-wracking sometimes, but sometimes you gotta invest in yourself, man. Even if the vision isn't 100% clear right then and there, get in it, you'll find a way. And this is our way. Because when we got in it, we had no idea what to expect. And now, we're gonna be working out of the same spot, and just that additive piece to the content we're creating is going to add so much value to you guys. The vision is gonna become so much clearer, and we're excited, dude. I feel like a kid right now, I'm excited. And we're about to start moving all this stuff in. You're gonna start seeing the apartment come to life over the next couple of weeks, but for now, at its purest, at its blankest form, this is gonna be our new space. And special, dude. Dude.
We're gonna remember this.
We're gonna remember this
forever.
moment. Seriously. So you guys gotta remember this moment too. And remember, never stop betting on yourself. You never know where you're gonna go. You never know what you're gonna get out of any investment that you make. Just work your ass off and never stop investing in yourself. But now, it's time to answer some juicy questions that you guys threw at us. So let's get into it. We posted a poll on our Instagram. You guys got back to us with tons of great questions, some juicy ones to say the least. And I think this is the best way to give you guys a little bit more of a deeper insight directly from your guys' mouth than coming from mine on just everything that this prep has been so far. We've been in prep now for over 12 weeks. It's been a while, and we still have 9 to go. So it's getting down to the nitty gritty, and we're about to really start amping some things up. So I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a encapsulation of everything that is and answer some of your guys' questions. So let's jump right into it. Starting off with a good one. So honestly, I will say this. When it comes to my first prep compared to my 4th prep, which I'm in now, my cravings haven't been drastically, powerful, I guess. I guess the main thing that I crave would be pancakes and probably just like a nice bacon cheeseburger from Five Guys. Five Guys is hands down the best burger fast food place. It kills Wendy's, it kills McDonald's, you name it. That's currently my best craving right now. Vodka is a natural diuretic, and you might see people use things like Diazide, for example, to help flush water. Alcohol does that naturally. So if you ever go out a night and the day after being a little hungover, you might feel like your mouth is dry. It is, because your body is naturally flushing out all the liquids. And it's, again, a way to become a little bit more conditioned and have that pack of a punch on stage. So again, it's just a natural diuretic to help you pee out any additional fluids prior to stepping on stage. Yeah, so sodium and water manipulation has been a big conversation in bodybuilding for really the past like 2 years. It's been heightened back up. When it comes to me, my body best responds to pulling sodium. My body tends to hold on to a lot of water. I still am able to maintain fullness throughout the process. The biggest thing you have to watch for when it comes to pulling sodium is making sure you can actually still get a pump and you still are full come stage time. Because again, when you pull sodium, you also, when you're pulling water, also you're not just pulling water subcutaneously, you're pulling water intramuscularly. And in order to create a fuller, rounder look, you do need water intramuscular. So again, it's a balance, but me personally, my body comes alive when I pull water. Literally in a peak week, I might drop like 10 pounds. The majority of that will be water. That's why I always say I'm never ready until I'm ready. So show day is peak week for me at least is a masterful piece, and show day is the presentation of it all. If you look at me 2 days out, I might not look ready. 4 days out, 5 days out, same story. But water and salt manipulation is key for my prep, and if I were to do it for an athlete, it's just dependent on how they look and they respond accordingly. So again, it's just dependent on the person. When it comes to prep, I tend to become a little bit more selfish, especially closer to the end of it. Especially when it comes to a monumental show like the Olympia, it definitely tests the relationship. I'll definitely say compared to the first prep and now, it's night and day difference. Before I started bodybuilding, I was just a typical run-of-the-mill college kid, going out, drinking, having fun, eating whatever and whenever I want, going on dates that focused around food. And now being a bodybuilder and in a prep long-term, it's taking away some of the things that, me and Megan, my fiance, were able to do, and that definitely not easy, but I think it's making sure that they understand, the bigger picture, and making sure that they understand that you still care, doing the little things, doing, when you do have energy, taking her out, it doesn't have to be food focused, but it can be anything, right? So try to get creative while at the same time hoping you have a partner who understands. But it's definitely, been, trials and errors throughout the past 4 years since I started bodybuilding. But I have a good one, man. And she understands, what I'm trying to do. So I think at this point, it's more of an understanding of what I'm doing. And when I can, in little pockets still in my preps, try to, show that I care and not just use words. The biggest differences compared to my first prep and not my first prep, my last prep compared to what it is now, I just have more data. So I understand how my body responds to certain things. Again, I'm new in the bodybuilding relevantly, right? I've been in 4 preps, and every single year we're learning something new about my body. Like I mentioned previously, 1 year I learned that I hold water. I learned that fat comes off in different spots. So having that knowledge just gives me more of a confidence going into it and knowing when and where I need to be by the time I need to be there, right? So I think the biggest difference is one, within my training. I don't just move weight, I feel the movement throughout, whether it's heavy weight or moderate, doesn't matter. I'm taking that, I'm making the last rep move like the first rep. And it's not easy, trust me, it's an ego hit, especially when you take a step back in order to take 2 steps forward, but it's worth it, especially when you're beginning to hit your stride later, and that later is now for me. The juicy one. I think the version of me at New York Pro, as well as Miami, would not be Brandon Hendrickson or Erin. But I do think the version of me at the Olympia has an opportunity to beat anybody and everybody. I truly believe I can shock the world. And just in case you guys don't know what I mean by shock the world, I can win the Olympia. I'm extremely confident in that. If I come in the best version of myself, the maxed version of myself, I truly believe we can shock the world. And to answer your question, yeah, I believe it, I can. So before I qualified for the Olympia and when I was in contention at these shows, you know, in my mind I was telling myself, okay, I just want to get, you know, top 10. If I place and I'm able to go back to the night show, so for those of you who don't know, if you place with outside of the top 10, and keep in mind guys, there's almost 70 competitors qualified for this year's Olympia. So literally it's going to be 60 guys who aren't making it back to the night show. But if I can make it within that top 10, you know, in my head, that was my goal. Now, if you fast forward to the now, I wouldn't be comfortable with anything outside of the top 5. And it might be me putting a little bit of pressure on me, but again, I think the best part about this prep and everything that has to do with the Olympia, I truly dictate my ability and my placing. I think everything is on me. You know, it's not, I don't have to worry about how he shows up or how he shows up. I have to worry about how me show up, because if I show up the best version of myself, again, I truly believe I can beat anybody in the world. So I would say no less than a top 5, but I'm coming for the win. It would, honestly, it'd probably be the pressure that I put on myself. You know, I want to make you guys proud. I want to make my family proud. I want to make Juan proud. I mean, we've been through this journey, like, he's literally seen it scratch and claw. It's the pressure that I put on from the outside looking in. And I want to make you guys proud, man. So definitely the biggest mental struggle. You know, it's not food, it's not cardio, it's not anything physical. It's more making sure that the people who support me, I prove them right. You know, I don't care about proving I don't care about proving the naysayers wrong, or whoever you say. I care about proving my supporters right. So it's for y'all. That's a good question. That's a good question. You know what's is weird, and I think only competitors might be able to relate to this, but it's the mental restraints that a prep puts on you. Like, it's hard to explain, but it's the mental barriers. Like, yes, could I go out and do X, Y, Z, but I don't want to because I'm in prep. And I'm not even drastically tired or anything like that. It's just the barrier that mentally you put around, you know, what a prep entails. I feel like, you know, makes you second guess a lot of the things that you would do outside of, you know, eating your meals, executing your meal plan, whatever it is. I think that anything outside of that definitely will throw you off just a little bit, at least for me, mentally. So my biggest craving is I crave normalcy every once in a while. The ability to move throughout life without the restraints mentally. So, yeah.